The John Fredericks Radio Network, trucking the truth across America. Joining us now, John Collick, Marine veteran, running for Congress against Bobby Scott, 3rd District. Just heard his ad. He said Bobby Scott's been there for 3 decades, hasn't done squat, sits on the Education Committee, hasn't done squat there either. And John's with us now. John, great to have you with us, man.
Yeah, good morning, John. Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
John, going to be huge turnout tomorrow. I tell you what, Newport News, somebody texted me in and said that there were people out in the rain. He was getting back from church. The roads were lined up with Trump supporters along Newport News, some of the Democratic areas. How do you feel, John? Do you think you can make your race with Bobby Scott competitive?
Absolutely, John. We've been knocking on doors primarily in swing voters, and 90% of them that say they're voting for Biden said they're also voting for me. You can go into some places, Newport News, and you're going to see people on one side of the street with a Biden sign and another side of the street with a Trump sign, and they both have a Collick sign in their yards. I am feeling cautiously optimistic is probably the best way to put it.
Good for you, John. I know you've worked hard. Look, Bobby Scott's a mainstay. He's an iconic figure. He's been there forever, started in the House of Delegates and the State House, and then, went to Congress, and he's been there for a long time. He's hard to beat. But look, the district isn't as bad as it was when it got redistricted. It's a little more competitive than I think one of your predecessors ran one time. He got 7%. He got beat 93-7. But it's changed since then. It's a little bit competitive. But when you're knocking on doors, John Collick, what are people saying?
The biggest thing they're saying is Bobby Scott has been there too long and has done nothing, and that's coming from both parties and all races.
How do you feel about Trump winning the district? I mean, is he competitive there?
I think it's going to be extremely close, and it could really go either way. Because, like I said, I've got a lot of people voting for Biden who are supporting me, and I think I'm going to be really close to Scott. So it's really difficult to tell, but I hope he does, because he's a great guy, and he's done a lot for the country.
John, win or lose, I appreciate what you've done, the effort you've made, and to get our message out to voters. And every door you've knocked on is a potential voter for both yourself and for President Trump Gate and everything else. So we really appreciate the effort that you've done. Before the election, one day out,
right?
Tell us, you're a first-time candidate. What was your biggest surprise one day out? What did you experience that you said, "Well, I didn't think that was going to happen"?
Wow. There was a few things, but I think the biggest single surprise was a Democrat coming up to me and telling me my school choice plan was wrong if I included black people, because they don't pay taxes at the same level as white people. And that just blew me away. And I ended up having to tell her to leave, because she was wrong. I'm not here for a debate. I'm here to provide information about my campaign. But, I grew up in Boston, and I heard things like that my whole life. And that's one of the reasons I became a Republican, because we are all created equally. We're all the same in God's eyes. And I just couldn't believe somebody would say something like that.
As a first-time candidate, of all the things you've done, what's been the most fun?
The most fun has been being out, setting up a canopy, setting up a tent, bringing the Trump bus out, and just waving to people and meeting so many great people. I mean, that has been the absolute most fun, is just meeting everybody.
Will you do it again if you lose?
Yes, John. I've looked at history, and a lot of people who have lost the first time have come back and just conquered it the second time, and that's primarily because of name recognition.
Yeah, and also you gain experience. You gain a donor list. You gain a reputation. You're in a tough race. I think everybody's got a shot. You got to run through the tape, right? And you've worked hard. But it's going to be interesting to see how you do Tuesday, and if you do well, certainly that's going to set you up for good things to happen in the future, John. And one thing is, we need good candidates like yourself that believe in upholding the Constitution, believe in the rule of law, don't want to defund police, and tell the truth. One of the problems we have with the fake news and these politicians is they lie to you constantly, right?
No, you're absolutely right. I remember being about 17 or 18 years old and just asking my grandmother, I said, why do so many people lie in politics? And she said, well, that's the only way they can get elected. And I said, no, that's why I became a Republican. She really cemented it for me, because everybody in my family used to be a Democrat. Almost everybody in my family is now a Republican.
Well, John, I tell you what, really good luck on Tuesday. I think you're going to have a big vote on game day. I mean, they've been telling me that in some areas of your district that Republican turnout is off the charts. Like they've never seen anything like it. I heard that from the RNC on Sunday, both in Newport News and parts of Hampton. And, there are some Republican areas there. Also in the up the peninsula, which is out of your district, York County, James City County, I've heard, Republican turnout is setting records. Pocosin.
Yep.
All right.
We're hearing the exact same thing, John. We really are. So, like I said, I am cautious but very optimistic.
All right, John. Appreciate your hard work. People want more info on your campaign to get out there and vote for you on game day. John Collick, where do they go?
www.collick4congress.com. That's FOR. So, and just send us a message through the website, and we will take all the help we can get.
John, thanks for all you do. Thanks for being at our rally where I first met you at our Newport News rally. You were fantastic there, and thanks for being with us, John. Thanks for all you do, and good luck tomorrow, man. Let's get a big vote out there for John Collick. Thank you.
Thank you.